Milwaukee takes possession.
A few coaches have been given looks since the end of the Jackson era in LA, and needless to say, it's hard to replace a guy like that.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Here's Carter Williams. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. And for the Lakers, Steve, it's really hard to build something because there is a pressure to win now as well.
I would say that taking their time and not trying to rush back to winning would be the best thing that this franchise can do.
Rondo passes to Stoudemire. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Lopez kicks to Carter Williams. Outside Rondo. And there's the feed to Salmons. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, last year the Bucks knew that to make the playoffs would be a real stretch. Strange kind of when you consider that year before, 2013, they had gotten to the playoffs, but it just goes to show you things change quickly in the NBA.
And he can't get the first one. Well, as you guys are talking about, the winds of change can stir things up in a hurry in the NBA, and the Bucks are hoping things can change for the better, Steve, just as fast.
Well, luckily, with the pick they got and the changes they made, I mean, they're in a much better position this year. The postseason's still probably a stretch, but not completely out of the question in the Eastern Conference.
Well, the Lakers are in another one of those transition stages, and they've not had many in the history of the franchise. But they do need to start looking for that next superstar to build the team around.
Parker kicks to Middleton. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Lopez has got his second bucket.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
As you said, Kobe's starting to get to the age where you just don't know how many years he has left, especially with all the injuries. And the Lakers need to look now to who's going to lead them in the future.
Nick Young's checked in for the Lakers. Los Angeles leading by 3. Outside Rondo. Milwaukee with the rebound. Adding on to that thought about the Lakers, Clark, they have seemingly always had one of the top players in the entire league to build around.
Yeah, that's always been one of their key pillars to success. You know, Magic, Wilt, Jerry, well, I mean, you can go on and on, Elgin Baylor. And they thought they might have had Dwight Howard, but now they're in a bit of a search to find the leader to take over once Kobe is gone.
You know, there's always a lot of nicknames in the NBA. I loved what became of Nick Young last year in L.A. All of a sudden, he dubbed himself Swaggy P, and it caught on. And it seemed like the whole league kind of loved watching him play and referring to him by that nickname.
And Nick Swaggy Young, they call him, Swaggy P, never swaggier than last season. The top scoring rate of his career and some of the best efficiency as well. He had some huge nights.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And so Young nails them both. And Young, a good ball handler. He can get his shot whenever he wants.
And that's often, Kevin. Don't expect a lot of assists from him. This is a guy who, when he touches the ball, it's going up.
Jack with a screen on Davis. Antetokounmpo dishes to Jack. From 15 feet away, shot is off. And the Lakers going the other way now. Rondo with the ball. Now Jack defending. Jack against Rondo. Stoudemire, the screen. High post try. Shot's good from Young.
Boy, Stoudemire doing a nice job setting that screen. Very nice.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Ilyasova. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Rondo. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He feeds it to Bryant. It's on target from the high post. And now a 7-point Laker lead.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
Well, if they can match that effort at the defensive end, look out.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Bryant. Low block shot on the way. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Kobe has always had an alpha personality, but I don't think he came into the league as a natural leader. He was more of a loner. And as his career has worn on, he's realized the need to really engage his teammates for the good of the team.
And Kobe Bryant, I think we've noticed, becoming less guarded in interviews, seems to be a little more open and forthcoming and authentic. And I think that's helped him express his personality both with teammates and the public. And I find it to be kind of refreshing and a good thing.
And Jack, here we go. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Kobe, Steve, one of the most intense competitors the league has seen. Sometimes that intensity, though, can rub teammates the wrong way.
Well, the great ones always challenge their teammates to be at their best, and sometimes, it can go overboard. I think the challenge for Kobe is to figure out his new teammates, what makes them tick, and make sure he pushes the right buttons.
And the first one drops. Well, Steve, Jarrett Jack, after a season with the Warriors that saw him come in third in voting for 6th Man of the Year, struggling mightily in year 1 of his contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, all around, probably the worst season of his career. You look at the shooting efficiency below the league average for the first time ever for Jack. But sometimes when you make a move to a new team, the different surroundings, the different teammates, it doesn't work out as well as you'd hoped.
Lakers leading by 5. Here's Clarkson, defended by Jack. Clarkson kicks to Selmans. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. Jack with the rebound.
And for Jack last season, his assist fell too. Traded away by the Cavs to free up cap space. He's excited about his new surroundings and looking to rebound from last season.
Here's Clarkson following the basket by O.J. Mayo. Outside Hill. Selmans kicks to Boozer. Fader on the way. And the shot is good. And the Lakers lead by 5. And Jack with 2 years left on his deal, a team option for a third, now in his 30s. I expect him to bounce back. He's too good a player to continue to struggle like he did last season.
Well, I agree. Not only is he a good player, he's a quality guy, too.
Ilyasova gets the bucket.
Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Lakers leading by 3. There's 1:26 left here in the first quarter. And stolen by Ilyasova. Now the Bucks moving it up. Here's Antetokounmpo. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Hill sets the screen for Boozer. Feeds it to Hill. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Boozer that time in the assist by Selman.
Yeah, he didn't have to slow down at all, guys. Just perfectly timed pass there.
Pass to Mayo. The tray. Here's Pachulia. Goes back up. And he sinks the layup. Pachulia's got his first 2 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, trying to force this team into some bad shots.
Selman's a screen on Jack. Offensive rebound. Boozer passes to Clarkson. Here's Young. Over Mayo. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Lakers lead by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
A lot of hard work being put in on the glass. This is a very physical team. They're doing a nice job in the paint.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job gang rebounding too, Steve. Everybody's boxing out down there.
The Lakers in the lead. Rajon Rondo is up there with Bryant. Then there's Davis. Then it's Salmons. And it's Stoudemire in at the 4 slot. That's the Laker 5. 16 feet away. Back to Rondo. He dishes it to Davis. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Here's Henson, right wing. Middleton dishes to Lopez. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Brook Lopez, an elite scoring big man. Tremendous size and shooting touch. He might be the best low post scorer in the NBA.
And for Brook Lopez, always gifted offensively. That's a given. He's improved, I think, is in his defense and rebounding. It takes a lot of effort to move that big body around, but he's made that commitment to really get after it, and it shows.
That one is off. And Lopez, over 7 foot tall, 275 pounds, guys, not especially athletic. And that can leave him, Steve, sometimes vulnerable defending away from the rim.
Yeah, that's why a lot of teams try to put him in pick and roll on the perimeter, just to test his agility and try to get by him to get into the paint.
And he's good on the second.
You know, Brook Lopez is a devastating scorer from the right block, and at his size, it's really tough to bother that shot. And really, it comes down to whether he makes it or not. And most of the time, he makes it.
Outside, Kobe. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. Rebound, Milwaukee. And for Brook Lopez, the next evolution of his game is improving as a passer from the low block.
Yeah, you know, you have to punish teams for double teaming, and that's how you go from star to superstar, making your teammates better. Lopez has continued to evolve. Hopefully he can stay healthy this year. That's the main thing.